Thank you, moderator. Thank you, all of the participants, and thank you, UNFPA and organizer. They're basically inviting me and giving me the floor to the opportunity to, like saying few words about the sexual and reproductive health and regarding the youth, creating a youth platform, how youth can contributing in these issues. So I'm just sharing the sharing the screen from my end. So I hope everyone can see my screen, right?
Yes, we can see your screen.
So basically, today's the topic is harnessing youth engagement to addressing SRHR through SSTC in post-COVID era. So first we need to understand what is basically SRHR. So like SRHR is to understand gender equality, and when women, girls, SRHR respected, protected, and protected and honored, they can so live from the sexual violence, choose if and when to have the sexual relationship and with the whom, and then choose if and when they marry and who they marry. So and then choose if, when, and under what circumstances they have children, and then attend school and choose for their children, and then engaging in political process and public life, and then have a greater economic participation. So this is the thing that like SRHR can basically it basically work. So when we are talking about the youth engagement, engagement, so we need to ensuring the develop youth-centric institution and processes development planning with the or across the sectors to realizing equitable development of the youth and the society. So we have to ensuring these issues, like we have to creating the youth-centric institution where youth can get that opportunity to act, and they are basically interact with the other young people. So we have to ensuring the youth participation in all sphere and level of development, like planning, without youth can engaging policy making process, how they can contributing. So without this positive and equitable outcomes for the youth are not possible without ensuring the participation in every sphere. So next is acknowledging. So we have to acknowledging the implication of the intergenerational relations among youth and adults and young people in unique and developmental rights and in evolving capacities and convincing and delivering the policies and plan of them. So we have to acknowledging these issues. So next is we are talking about the partnership, like globe, like when we are talking about the SDGs global partnership, we need to partnering with the different regions. So we are talking about the south triangular cooperation. So when we are talking about the cooperation, we need to engaging other countries, regional countries. So partnership with the regional countries, partnership with the young people in different countries like South Asian people. It's like track to diplomacy, like we are youth institution, youth organization, youth can there when they interact with the others, it's basically like track to diplomacy. So under the track to diplomacy, we have to cooperate with the other countries. So partnership is must. Partnership are the critical scaling up the response to global crisis, like like when we're talking about the COVID era, like COVID time. That time basically this kind of regional partnership cooperation, it was very effective. And after post-COVID era, we have to engaging like cooperative with other countries. So in these things, like global south develop solutions that best suit for the needs and context. So Next, we are talking about the ICPD 24 commitments. So, if you see the commitments like strengthen effort to reduce mental mortality rate from 169 to 70%. So this is basically by 2030, and then reducing unmet need to family planning, ensuring the availability and access to all family planning methods and contract for the everyone, and a specific attention will pay to adolescents and the young married couple, and ensuring active male participation in the family planning. So these are the commitments, and next commitment is reducing gender-based violence, early and forced marriages, harassment and discrimination of girls and women through eliminating child marriage, and ensuring implementation of the National Action Plan of End Violence Against Women and End of Child Marriage, promote South-South triangular cooperation to accelerate the processes and achieving ICPD and SDGs developing country. So these are the commitment that basically we have, and we have to ensuring this commitment to in the realities. So that's why we need to South-South cooperation and triangular cooperation. We have to engaging young people to give them knowledge, networking and others. So and then it's basically respond to COVID-19 and future pandemic. So due to this pandemic, SRHR sexual and reproductive health service become minimum. The young change makers suggest to introduce to toll-free number of providing SR sexual and reproductive health service, mostly advice, and provide support to creating social media content about the SRHR and CSC to reach the larger number of and then adolescent and youth. So ensuring meaningful youth participation in decision making, that I earlier I told about the decision making process. Youth have to engaging in the decision making process and community engagement in order to fulfill 2030 engagement. And government need to include innovative approaches for the vocational education and skill development process for the young people. So next is strengthen the gender-based violence response system by the involving technology to raise awareness against violence and providing support to the victims. So include more young people in the peace building work in their respective communities, including SRHR and the COVID-19 recovery plan with the intersectional approaches. So South-South Youth Platform. So South-South Youth Platform to aim to empower vulnerable groups facing future HR crisis in the post-COVID era, and intended to share the first-hand experience to insight of the youth leader from the various corners of the world, and utilizing the best practices to inform and guide the future youth-oriented strategies and approaches. Strongly promote, accelerate, and raise awareness about the South-South triangular cooperation institute advancing the advocacy area of the reproductive health. So these are mode of the engagement. When we are talking about the mode of engagement, so we have to talk about in programmatic actions, like in this SRHR is is this type of things are very new, like in our remote or rural level young people. So we have to share the knowledge with our young people who are basically not connected with the in urban or city areas. So we have to give them the knowledge. So first, and second is community engagement. So with the knowledge, we need to engaging the community through our youth. So this is the second, and third is network build up. So like in every corner, people are knowing, they know the SRHR things, and they are doing the community engagement in their community. So with all the people, we have to need to build the network among our young people, and then we need to do the movement and creating the campaigning with the these things. And then is advanced leadership training program. Have to provide the young people organizing youth related events, activities, initiative, grant facility to support the support to this selected project proposal from the young leaders. And then for the programs and events and all the thing, we need to like financial support from we need to financial support. So we have to give them the financial support to do these things and mobilize equity resources, exploring new and innovative financing instruments, including South-South and triangular cooperation. And then, like there's a UNCLOS and recognition of the Bangladesh. So few of the things is already have with and best practices. There is a few best practices like from the different countries, like like from Jordan. There's a best practice, share learning on sexual and reproductive health and HIV services in Botswana, South Africa. So it's basically supported by UNFPA. And there's a reference center for sexual and reproductive health and rights. It's basically Angola, Brazil, like this sort of like country from there, basically, like they have the best practices with these issues. Youth for Youth Forum for the dialogue and, like ideating solutions. It's, like countries involved, like, like most in like China, Morocco, Malawi, Nigeria, South Africa, Zimbabwe, Zambia. So this is the best practices we can follow. And there's another best practices like involving men in the promotion of the reproductive health through the schools for so this is the one of the best practices in SRHR. And like repeated teenage pregnancy prevention program. This is also one best practices. So further expectation in I'm just like in it's close to end of my presentation. This is the future expectation, access the situation of young people regarding skill and work during the after COVID-19 pandemic, learn how they have to be living through the crisis, highlighting success stories and youth innovation and resilience. Debate on the like perspective for skill development and world work, economic recovery and other effective national recovery plans and support to the development planner. So these are the future like policy related thing, providing targeted policies and service for the most vulnerable youth populations, including young people not in employment, education and training. So young migrants, homeless youth, young women, adolescents and children facing the increasing. So these are the things like future expectation we need to fill up through this platform. So these are the things we have to like in our earlier like what give us the Bobby said, like young people basically the resources for everything. So we need to engage our young generation in every sector. So thank you so much.